Greetings, Patrick here. IFC MidKnights. We are assembled once again around the round table, except that we're missing one night. Our good friend Ben from Get Hammer Club. He has some work obligations he needed to take care of, and
Important.
so he was unable to get to the movie this week. So we will see him next month. He will be returning. We'll be talking about next month's movie in a little bit. But of course, we have Haas is here with us, and the leader of the festivities for tonight, Mary Wilson. Take it away, Mary.
Me? Hello. Hi. This is is this in 2017 or 18?
17.
Because I looked it up and it said two different things.
Yeah, when I had to stream it, it showed 2018 there, but everything else I've looked up said 2017. So
Where did you? Was it
either
free?
one would work.
Was it free to stream or you didn't?
I did it through it was the AMC Plus through Amazon Prime.
Oh, did you already have it?
I had added. It was like just a few dollars more to add that. So.
Oh.
And so
I don't.
But if you didn't have that already, I guess you wouldn't be able to stream it unless you paid for it.
I got mine from the Dollar Tree.
Oh, okay.
When they were giving out some good ones, I put on the different cover when he's like breathing heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's doing in the beginning.
Yes.
Of the movie.
Yes.
Is his name Seanan, correct? Seanan?
That sounds. That's what
cover.
I was assuming.
Yeah, I have the alternate cover.
Yeah, I switched mine around because I had the other one and I put that one on there. And it's got Ellen Page, Sam Keeley, and Tom Vaughn-Lawlor.
Mm-hmm.
And you said he's in some X-Men movies.
Yeah. I guess Sam Keeley is a big Irish TV star, and then the other gentleman, Tom Vaughn-Lawlor, he was in Avengers, Endgame and Infinity War. So he played Ebony Maw, one of the henchmen of Thanos. So
yeah, I didn't see any of those. Missed out.
Yeah, that's funny because like Carrie Coon played. She played one of the Proxima Midnight. And of course, we couldn't really see who they were because they have all that makeup on, but they're still in the movie. That's great, though. I mean, you're in it. You play a memorable henchman.
Yeah,
he was really. This is a good cast here, Mary. This is a really well done movie, I think.
I thought it was different. I had it for quite a while, so I said, "Oh, might as well do one I actually own instead of streaming one." I like doing the physical ones too, and make sure you got it on hand. I didn't know you didn't have it, Hoss.
No, but I would like to have it in the collection. It was very good.
It's decent. Maybe Hamilton's got it cheap.
Hamilton book still, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hamilton's usually.
I'll check it. I'll check it out and see for sure.
I know that's where I got my copy of the Kindred at. I got that at a.
Oh, you got the Kindred? I'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pardon me. I've had a sore throat today.
You already know Ben's gonna be picking in a violent nature, right? By the time we get
that's fine.
He's gonna pick that. I can't wait for that too.
But there won't be much to go over.
I heard that. I heard it's just like
it's walking,
kill.
Walking.
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot about it, but
walking.
I'm interested to see it. Yeah, regardless.
Where evil lurks, it cannot compare to that. That one was
cool. Wow. Yeah. When evil lurks, man, that is.
I hope they do more of that.
Yeah.
Whoever did that, do more of that. Argentinian horror. Okay, I'm willing to read.
Right.
For the subtitles.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
That was a good
this one. Has a tagline: "The cure is just the beginning." Because they're getting cured. or so they hope. You know,
Yeah,
with
this is definitely a very original take on the zombie movie for sure.
Yep.
You know, the
and
only
with us
one,
just having the pandemic is kind of creepy too. You know,
yes, you're right. I mean, a couple of years after this got released, we hit the pandemic. That's true.
you never knew. You don't know what happens or what was going to happen to people. Or, I mean, shit. Who knew it was going to be a pandemic? You're like, no,
Yeah.
no way. My kid, she comes home and she goes, "Hey, did you see that guy from China? He was warning everybody," and that was in November of the night 2019. And then, would it take the spring for them to finally go, "Hey, by the way, there's this deadly virus spinning around, killing people.
Right.
Yeah.
You should go to school."
Oh.
They're pushing kids to go to school. It's just
You
like
know
in
what, though?
this, they were going
I
to
think
school in this one too.
you would think after the pandemic, you think that the Chinese would learn one valuable lesson. That thou shalt not steal, especially when you don't know what the hell you're stealing. Um, look what happens when you steal. When you take things that don't belong to you, bad things can happen.
With the old Wuhan.
Well, that's not where it came from. It actually came from a medical lab in Canada.
Oh, did it?
Yes, that was not the
Canada.
Chinese. Yeah, the Chinese didn't do that. That was us. We're doing all the chemical warfare stuff and chemical. Yeah, we had a facility out there, a grade 4 facility.
That's our COVID, and this one's called the Maze.
The maze virus.
The Maze.
You know what, bro? I think it was smart. The one thing they did, they didn't play it as a. It seemed like it seemed like there was a lot of people infected, but it didn't seem to be like like a normal you see in a zombie movie where Walking Dead where like 99.9% of the people are zombies. This one seemed like it hit.
They took a hold of it. They got a hold of it.
Yeah, they got a hold of it rather quick. Considering they didn't have that many. They had some people that were they were able to put the cure in, and they only had like 5,000 people that were resistant. That was like 70. So
that would be my luck.
They said it was like 75% of the people got the cure. So they're saying there that 20,000 people got sick, and they were able to save 15,000, but 5,000 were still resistant.
That would be amazing if they could have helped a lot of people when they had COVID like that. Because in the beginning there was that time. No. How many people were getting taken out? Like million.
Over 1 million people died from fear.
And this, I guess, was something that took over in Europe only, maybe.
I don't know if it happened in the UK. Definitely. Like I'm not sure. They never really said exactly how many people got sick in each country. It was just like they just said that like 75% of the people infected got the cure, and they said, and so was that 75? Was that 15,000 people in Ireland? Was that
right, or was that like
Britain, Great Britain, Scotland, Wales? Yeah.
That's what he has a nightmare about what he's done.
That is the big hook. That is the really interesting part about this movie to me, is the fact that, and man, could you just imagine that you're dead?
You can remember.
And you can remember what you're doing. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if I could handle that. I think if I came back and they gave me the cure and I'm sitting there and I'm remembering that I killed 10 people, I think I'm probably going to go ask for that last shot, because I don't think I could live with myself.
Yeah, because that's what he's hearing on the news, is like how the first wave, I guess they're like a second wave, maybe a third wave before the end anyway.
Right.
of people that have been cured, and he hears like, you know, my dad
Well-
came back in the first wave and it didn't go good. Like, where is he now? He killed himself.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't do well in it. Even if you were cured, you weren't safe.
I felt bad. I mean, yeah, you couldn't help but feel bad for everybody that that gets sick in this movie because they didn't know they were technically dead. We see that with Sennin. He's standing in front of the mirror and he's dying out, and breathing really fast, just waiting for him to die. And then he dies, and then he comes back. Then he's regenerated. And and just think about that, knowing that you're dying. I wonder what happened. I mean, would your conscience still stay alive while you take that last breath? And then how long would it take before you change? Had the change. You went from being a human to a zombie.
So it's like a rabies.
Maybe. You know what though? What really got me too in this movie was the fact that before they always portrayed the zombies, and they did in this one too, toward the end a little bit. But what really impressed me was they were in severe pain.
Mm-hmm.
They were. I think. I mean, you hear them cry. It was a self-awareness cry. Like they know what they're doing. They can't help themselves what they're doing. But
right.
boy, and oh, I just can't imagine that. I just can't imagine that.
Well, at one point in the movie, I think Connor actually says that it was like they didn't really die though, because he said it was like you're taking a back seat in your own body and this other thing's taking over. And he said at first you fight it, like the urge to want to attack these people. He said eventually you kind of give in and go along with it. So it's like, so there's a little bit of a, I don't know what I was doing, but then there's a certain part of, well, yeah, you did, because they mentioned about them moving in packs and attacking certain people together, and so
yeah,
that's
they were
creepy, huh?
yeah, they had like a little like that they're telepathic a little bit, and most importantly was, even though the cured were no longer zombies, the zombies still saw them as fellow zombies and didn't attack them. They had immunity from them, but they were still able to walk through them without much fear.
Because that's where Senan gets a job, because they place you in a job.
Yeah.
Once you're cured, you kind of get a probation officer / this guy asshole. And
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I didn't really, for the first half of the movie anyway, I didn't feel like, I didn't really feel Connor was a really bad guy. I just felt like,
no, I didn't either.
I just felt
he was
like
kind of pushed into being bad again, really, because he wasn't
just
bad
the
to
way
begin
they
with.
were.
He was a politician, but I mean, before he was a zombie guy.
Yeah, the way it kind of felt to me is they were being treated as, say, someone who had been guilty of a crime and let out of jail at earlier. They didn't have to do any time, like they didn't really get any punishment for what they did. So that's why all these other people who knew what they did as zombies have such hatred towards them, is because you may not remember what you did or say you weren't in control, but like with him, he killed his own mother.
Yeah, he tried to get Dad to give him a good word, because he didn't want to be a cleaner.
Yeah, and his dad didn't want to forgive him that, and other situations that happened through the movie. So,
but do you think he felt right away? Because he wanted to go back to where it was for him. I don't think, I do think for initially, I think everybody that had happened to, I think that they were like, I think they all were resisting. I don't think that
Mhm.
anybody wanted to hurt anybody, hurt their family or anything. I mean, look what happened to Senna. He killed his own brother,
Right.
and he didn't want to do that,
But I mean, I guess I was saying this is like with that officer, the way they're treating them is like as if they're on a work release. He just
Mhm.
got out of jail. They got to report back in, like in a way, he's their
Yeah,
parole
don't be late
officer.
either.
You got to
Right?
check in. You got to be at your job. All this. So it seemed like that was more of what the movie's trying to comment on, and like the zombie horror stuff was kind of the back seat. Like not really the forefront of it. I guess
He
that's the
said
way
he
I.
was glad he had nightmares so he can remember the bad shit he did.
right. I guess as long as
Relive it.
you had nightmares, that was just one of their ways of you retaining your humanity if you had nightmares to remind you of what happened. Boy, what a bitch show, huh? Hi Betty, how are you? And of course, the king of the spooktacular is in, and look, he's already thrown pumpkins. Hobbs is ready for Halloween. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Hell
yeah.
yeah, that's all about the spooktacular.
Last year I had a ton of kids. I couldn't even get on. I actually had kids come to the house. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
And then like his sister-in-law agrees to take Sinan. I
Mhm.
always say his name wrong. To have him come live with her instead of like what Connor ends up like in a halfway house or something.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a place they give them to stay since no one will have them, basically. Yeah.
It's better than nothing, I guess, but he can't go home. His dad said,
It's a-
"Get the hell out."
In a way, it seems like a jail cell, I guess. Still, but
Yeah.
maybe no
Except
gate there.
you can leave a little bit, I guess. But they
Uh,
want to
Hob-
know where you're going. I don't know.
Hobbs is sitting there saying, "I swear I saw Haas in Dark Harvest 3." Is
Yeah, I wish I could have been.
that a
Yeah,
video game?
I'd love to be in the movie. That'd be awesome. But especially anything to do with scarecrows. I like scarecrow horror.
Oh, scarecrows. As long as there's scarecrows in the movie. I mean,
Yeah,
there have been some movies where there have not been some scarecrows.
right.
And then you can hear people complaining about the cured when she goes to take her kid to school too. Like,
Yeah,
how could you take that cured person in?
right.
It's like, what are you gonna do though? That's her. She doesn't know. She doesn't know anything that went on, and
Right.
I don't know if he remembers all once
Well,
or not.
he does, but he doesn't want to tell her because
Do you think he knew all along, or
But that he killed her? That he killed him?
yeah?
I think so, but I just because he was reluctant. Like even when they say your sister's gonna take you, he's like, I didn't make a request. Like
Yeah,
he didn't really want to go stay with her because of the fact that he knew what he did, and but he
him and
did it
Connor,
reluctantly because he was like, where else am I going to go?
right?
And
And
it
then
would be good to get out of this place and not be in this like cell, pretty much.
and then Ellen Page's character Abby says, the house is technically yours. I guess he got left the house from his brother, but so it was technically his house. And the thing is, so he knew, and she never really knew what had happened because, she explains how when it first started, she left. She thought, well, he's going to come back as a zombie and then we'll get the cure. She didn't realize that he had been dead for over a year. Oh my God, I can't even imagine how that house would have stunk to hell.
Yes, and that's when
I was surprised she actually still lived there because I'm thinking, I mean, how the hell would you be able to get rid of the smell of a corpse that's been in the house for a year? Oh, just
Oh no! Down here we get
I don't
lizards that
know.
come into the house and then
I don't know.
they die. You gotta find them.
Well, I mean, how would you stop that? I mean, throw cat piss on it because that's probably the only thing I know that could stink worse than a dead human.
It's lye. You put lye on it. Just LYE. That helps break it down and keep the smell down. We had to do it for our dogs.
Isn't it the same way? But isn't that basically what cat pee does? You know.
I don't know. It just smells like cat pee.
Okay.
Really? Do you have a cat? No, I have a year-old dead body. Does that?
Yeah.
Does that help?
Because she explains it how she had been holding out hope for Luke to come back,
Right.
So he get the cure. But then when they after a year they came back, or 2 years basically, but and then they came back. She opened the door, and as soon as she walked in, she could smell it, and then he went in there.
Like nobody came and checked on her house. Nobody.
Yeah.
That's messed up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice job, Ireland.
There is one subplot I definitely want to talk a little bit about, and it's a commentary. It shows dedication. The doctor trying so hard to because the resistant is there, and Sennon's able to hold the patient down, and the doctor,
right. He finally goes to the treatment center to go work.
That's his job to help her.
Yeah,
and the doctor is just absolutely adamant about saving this patient. I mean, fanatically so, and it's like we gotta save her. We gotta save her. I'm thinking, okay, if it didn't work, I mean, wouldn't you bring in another patient and try it out on them? But she always wanted to work with that patient. You start thinking after a while, before you could figure out what was going on, you actually thought it was actually patient zero. It's like, is this the girl that started the whole damn thing? Is she? Were they trying to cure patient zero? But when we see what was really going on, I thought it was really touching.
Yeah, that was her love.
Yeah,
that was her love, and they came up with the cure, the two of them, and I guess in the process, maybe one of them bit her.
Right.
Trying to restrain them from down to give them the shot, and then they're like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
Your girlfriend looks tasty.
Hobbs is saying that cat pee is ammonia. You can take out off the smell of dead bodies and cat piss with baking soda. It counteracts the ammonia. So there you go.
Yeah, but then if you get don't get too much. Don't get vinegar mixed in there. Feel like a volcano.
That's right.
I know where they are. And then she explains about he's like, it won't bite me.
Mm-hmm.
Why won't it bite me? And she says, it's like dormant in you somewhere, I guess.
Yeah,
like chicken pox.
We've got you to where you're back human, but they can still sense that you were at one time. So
right.
They see like you as still shingles. A zombie, like them.
Mm-hmm. Shingles doesn't care.
Right.
And neither does the maze virus.
Right.
It was funny because I'm sitting there watching that, and I'm going like, I've seen this doctor before, so I went to the IMDb page, and it turned out that she played the mother of Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Game movies.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen those movies. I have some of them.
I was too. I was surprised by that. I'm going like, I knew she looked familiar. I'm going like, I've seen her before, but where? But then when I saw that she played, and I'm going, oh, of course. But I thought her arc in the movie was really touching, and sad, and because she, here she is, she's absolutely doing, what she can.
And they're saying they're going to shut down her program.
Right. And well, then first she's on their side. First, they get her to come over on their side to, because the Connors, was a former lawyer, or is a lawyer, and so he's going like, okay, well, you know what, we have rights. We deserve better than what we're getting. I mean, we're human now. No,
Right.
no, so everybody's treating them like they're the zombies still, and they're not. And
They're gonna try to wipe out the so-called 25%.
yeah, that
But
was terrible. That was
Connor
terrible.
says they're not gonna stop there.
No, and he's absolutely. You know what? He would have been absolutely right.
He is right because
He
the
is
way they
right.
treat him and
Well, I think
if,
there was one of the characters that actually said they don't believe in the cure and that they just think they should get rid of all of them. And that way they can be for sure that it's not going to happen again.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Connor, I mean, he was almost like, he didn't want. He wanted to go back. He wanted, he wanted to reconnect with his father, not knowing what, knowing what had happened, but hopefully trying to, like, what could I have done? What could I have done different? I mean, I didn't ask for this. Nobody in the right mind is asking for this to be turned into a zombie. I mean,
and then go eat your parent.
right?
Well,
Go eat your mom. It's like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're. I don't know. I'm not sure if they were cannibals or not, but they definitely were savage.
Yeah, I think it was more just
killing. I think it was more like,
yeah.
This movie had a 28 Days Later vibe to it.
And they said that, like, I Am Legend.
Well, the whole part where the one scene where the group of them was standing in the circle and kind of breathing together, that reminded me of I Am Legend, the Will Smith one.
Yeah, they were doing that and that too, weren't they?
And then the one thing I was going to ask y'all about, that I kind of felt that there was a little bit of almost like a vampire vibe in the way that, that Sinan guy, he didn't know Connor prior to being bitten by him. But then after he was bitten by him, he was almost like submissive, or like could be
like interviewing a vampire type
him. And I was like, that was an interesting thing I'd not seen before either. And you see that he later in the movie he does that with another infected person. I just like, that was interesting to me because it seemed like that was their bond, was that since he had bit him, he was tied to him in that way.
Yeah, and remember how the cop mentioned about how they were trying to decide who they would keep, who they wouldn't, like who would they turn and who wouldn't, who would they kill. That's very much like a vampire. A vampire doesn't always kill everybody. He turns them or he kills them. He has different levels of viciousness to him. Yeah, I got that too, Haas. I got that vampire vibe too.
Yeah, they were all sniffy.
Yeah.
All sniffy headed.
Yeah.
And well, he's bonding. Sinan's bonding with the little boy, I guess, at the house, and they're talking. And he said, are you glad you're here? And he says, yes. So that's nice. I'm glad his nephew wasn't there when he, got attacked and killed the brother.
Yeah.
But, and then he starts hanging out with Connor too much. Connor's getting a little, into, we got to do something. The resistance. Which I don't blame him.
Well, but he lies to him. He tells him, "Oh, we're just going to do this. It's not. No one's going to get harmed. Just
empty
help us
target,
do this."
right?
Yep. But of course, we find out that no, there was people that got harmed.
There was. I don't know if they were military. Something military. I think they were.
Yeah, as it goes along, you just find out Connor's not as nice of a person as he would have had you to think that he was.
And he likes to follow around Ellen around the Ireland.
Honestly, I know they show Senna as being like sort of a good guy too, racked with guilt, but I don't blame him necessarily for his actions.
Right.
I mean, he tried to do it the right way. He says, I'm not a cleaner. I'm a lawyer. I was somebody. This just happened. It interrupted my life. I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
I'm just deal with it the best I can. But then everybody's sitting out there, like mocking them and it's like when I equated that with people yelling, I equated that to like Planned Parenthood. There's
Mhm.
girls coming out of that building. They had a procedure done that maybe they didn't. I mean, no one in their right mind is going to go in there and sit there. Yeah, let's do that to me, But
Mhm.
here they are. Here
Every
they are.
day, sure.
You know,
Well,
and they got the people on the other side of the street, ripping at them and attacking them for something they really don't have too much control over.
yeah.
And I saw that vibe too. I was like, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah,
Uh,
they have that here too.
yeah,
And
they're
then
yelling. They're
plus,
yelling at the people going inside the clinic, and they're holding up all these vile pictures and shit, and calling them names when they're coming out. It's like
We
you're
flip
talking
them
to,
off.
huh?
We drive
Yeah,
by and flip them off.
and they
yeah,
do their take on a Ghostbusters symbol. No, so
Yeah.
no ghosts. It's no cured. No cured. They don't want cured.
I ain't afraid of no
I ain't afraid of no
ghost.
ghost.
But yeah,
Yeah, they got the
Sten,
cured symbol with this
Stennon
twice
actually
through it.
has remorse for what he did, but
Yes, he
Connor
does.
Connor never shows any, and even says, I don't feel bad about what I did." Or
He might have enjoyed it taking over. He
yeah,
kind of probably was like, yeah, now I'm boss. I'm boss of all these
hmm
crazy ass
And
people.
Abby calls him out on that too. She does call him out. Because
and he
you're taking over the terrorist group basically,
and of
and
course he's opportunistic because he sees like, well, since the zombies won't hurt us, we could let them loose and basically take over,
mhm,
and we
Right.
could be the ones in control. So
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, on paper it seemed like a good idea, but of course, just think about it. I mean, if you go back to the end of it, they're right back to where they were. They didn't really do anything other than give the authorities more targets to put lead on.
right,
Instead of having 5,000, now you're talking like maybe 13,000, and they're gonna kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna be. There's no debate this time. Before there might have been debate. Might have been like, okay, you want to kill 25% that are resistant. We're still working on a cure here. We're still trying to save their lives.
And they're like,
Can we-
sorry, we
you know,
have
the,
a stressed healthcare
you know,
system.
the
And we have to
doctor,
put
the
it to the
doctor,
living.
the doctor says, we just need more time and resources. And of course, she gets called out because someone she loves is one of the
Mm-hmm.
ones affected. But that's again, that's our media though, right? I mean, that
Right.
now, I guess I could actually see that. I mean, look what happened to Dr. Fauci. I mean, as soon as he comes out there and he explains what's going on, he gets attacked from everywhere.
He's got West Nile
Does
right
he?
now. Yeah, he's recovering from West Nile disease.
Mm.
Jeez.
There's
One
no
must have got out in the lab.
Yeah.
It sucks
Well,
to work there, huh?
yeah, should have been wearing that mask, right?
No, a full body bee suit from the mosquito.
Oh, the mosquitoes,
That's
yeah.
from the mosquitoes.
Or put some off on, put some spray off on you.
Yeah, but it was probably in lab and it got out.
Or
From the
or
lab.
or be-
Or he
or
was on scene.
if you
Yeah.
really wanted to feed it, you just take some of that cat pee and do it.
You Windex.
Oh yeah,
Windex.
that's
The
right.
Windex.
If
Come on in.
anything wrong with you, just rub some Windex in it.
Mm-hmm. They said, and then this and Ellen, her name is Abby in the movie. She goes to Connor's place because Cenan keeps disappearing and things blew up, and she wants to know what's going on because she's a Snoopy reporter, and that's her job. but they're telling her at the place that she works that it's not an interesting story. What she's been going over about the infected or cured.
Right.
And that they need to go over to the first McDonald's that's opening up and cover that. Because that's more important.
Yeah, yeah, that's something else. We got you got 5,000 people there fighting for their lives. And yet we want you to go over there and film a McDonald's opening up.
Yeah, we want to see that one.
Well, is that not how the way of the world though? I mean, seriously. I mean, this movie's 7 years old per se, but it has a lot to say. It has a lot to say, and it says it really well. There's a lot of social commentary in this movie.
Yeah.
And that's where I guess she runs into him in the basement or at the halfway house, talking about, we got to start doing something because we're getting treated terrible. I think did they bust in there? They broke in. The military guys came in.
I think that was later, but you're talking about when she was taking the footage of where he was talking to him?
She was taking the footage and
she pretty much had to fight her way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were chasing her down, trying to get her camera from her.
Notice they did it without saying anything. You could see the telepathy between the two between them. They didn't have to say a word. They could just think, they could think among themselves and direct them,
like a hive mind type situation.
Yeah. And she got out and turned around and slammed the window down on those fingers. And that hurt too.
Yo.
That wasn't just shrug that off, that's a mere scratch. No, that person was like, oh, okay, you just probably broke all my fingers.
Yeah, before that, he was acting creepy at the park with her, though.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like trying to make his move.
Yeah, it just creeped.
It was creepy.
I mean, that's just creepy. That creeped me out too, because I'm thinking, because he's trying to touch her. He was looking for any reason to have human touch, and you wonder what was his ulterior motive? Was it just because I mean, honest to God, I mean,
he needs a bride of the damned.
You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell anybody. You couldn't tell anybody that you were one of those, one of the cured. I mean, you have no chance of having a family. You have no chance of going on a date. I mean,
what if that's like a generation thing? It goes to the next gen and the next gen.
I just, socially speaking, they were just being totally pushed out of society. Like what were they going to do? I mean, if you walked in, I mean, what would have been? I mean, they were testing people by looking at their eye. They were looking for that little mark
in their eye.
Yeah, you can see that little mark in their eye. It was like the telltale sign, like it was like a bloodshot, a little stream down there, and you could tell that's how you could tell if they were the cured. Could you imagine them trying to go out to do something socially, and being like going to a bar or going to a concert, and then someone finding out that grabbing you by the head and looking in your eye, and oh my God, it's one of those. It's one of those.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, here I'm just reading. I'm like, oh, I got ahead of myself. And he was saying that they're not the only killers. Connor was saying, we're not the only killers, and that's because, they're gonna wipe out 25% and more.
Right.
So
They never explained where the disease came from.
No, it never said.
And I can't remember if it's around this time or after, but that one time Sinan sees those two guards that go down in that one area, and he follows them, see what they're doing, and of course they're taking advantage of a situation.
Yeah, they're peeing on
and basically they tell him, they end up killing that woman and saying, well, they were dead. They're dead anyway, so what does it matter? Like, why do you care what we're doing? It was just,
That was disturbing.
Yeah, it was.
Makes you think of
I mean,
war.
that kind
What they do
way
in
backed
war.
up what Connor was saying, I guess, that how they thought of any of them, you know, like that they're not really worth living or having life, you know. But
And then
Right.
the little boy, I guess he's back at the house, and then he paints Cenan's face like a dog.
Like
Yeah.
a dog.
Yeah,
Look, I'm a dog.
it's so cute.
Now, if he would have like got some whipped cream and put it in his mouth and then let him loose, it could have been like rabbit, you know, like it could have been a rabid zombie.
A skull. Like it's like old times. Well, and she hears something outside, which I think they clobber Cenan when they go in. Don't they
yeah,
clock him in
I
the
think
back
they
of the
were
head or
out.
something?
There was someone out there at that time, but they didn't make themselves known until the right time.
Right, she went up and took Killian to bed. Killian. And that's when they clobber Cenan in the head.
And
They
then get
take
what
her
they were
SD
actually.
card, I think.
Yeah, they basically were there to get what was in the camera.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're all think it's Connor and his
But they
group in
framed
there.
it. They framed it to look like it was just citizens that were taking out their aggression on a cured person.
Right, because they have the symbol on their door too. So
Yeah.
it could have been, but I think Cena knows, or she knows. Like, why would they want my SD card then?
Right.
Why would they go for that? I could see them just clocking him, but not that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you know it. Now, and he's being creepy at the playground. And no matter how hard they try, they're never going to be the same too.
Yeah.
You know, they're still going to have the nightmares and the flashbacks. And
God,
what do you say? It's all very Cain and Abel. Too.
Yeah, because Connor tells her, says, do you know what happened to your husband?
That's right. He did. He told her at the playground,
he
like, maybe you
rats him
should ask
out.
him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what an asshole. He's jealous because he's living in a nice house and with her, and he likes her, and just ruined it for him.
And he's actually adjusting to life. Even though he still has horrific nightmares, including the one scene where it shows Killian going up the stairs and turns a corner, and there's and there he is. He's in full zombie mode. And he wakes up from that.
Yeah.
Senna wakes up like, holy shit.
Yeah. And when they yeah, and that's where you find out like who infected him too. Like his flashbacks are kind of showing that Connor's the one that bit Cenan, and that's who started. Like, I guess he was going around and biting a whole bunch of people, huh?
Right.
In a big group. Let's go.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess you would think he knew him though, because they lived in the same town. She says, "What happened?" Like, what happened? Because Seaman was there, and he said, "I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't in control," and he wasn't.
No.
But
I'm sure, and he tried to protect her. He tried to tell her. Imagine how much pain he was in that he killed his own brother.
Right.
It's like, man,
And the risk they took to go there, to go see and make sure that she got out with the baby okay. They went all the way through all that chaos and the zombies chasing them and shit to get there to check for her, and she's gone.
And then they got hit, and then that was unfortunate.
Yep. That's why you keep your head on a swivel, baby.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Like, let me just leave my back to the stairwell. Every time.
He's sitting there talking to him like, okay, Senna, okay, and like, please don't come, don't. I mean, how can you sit there and try to negotiate, man?
You can see him like, yeah, it's changing.
You're shutting that door the best you can, and then you're breaking out that window and getting the hell out of there.
Right.
But
Right.
he's just sat there and tried to negotiate. You don't need to do this. You're right. He doesn't need to do this, but he has to do it. He's being driven to do it.
And she kicks him out.
Yep.
Get
technically out of his own house. That's messed up.
Yeah, but he knows.
Yeah.
No. He got to go.
Yeah,
And
the plan, though, by the resistance group, they got the doctor over there, and then the doctor's like, they think that they're just going to release per patient. Hey, we're going to release just her and this.
Just your girlfriend only.
Right, and then next thing you know, the other guy, he's opening the doors for everybody. And she didn't know that they were going to do that. That was part of their plan, not hers. And she's like, she sees all of them coming out now, and it's just going to take a minute or two for them to realize that they're free, and then they're going to start running around and going crazy.
He also had Connor. Also, he met Connor at the river.
Yeah, basically he set Connor up because he's like, okay, you're going to tell on me. Well, I'm
telling you.
I'm going to help get you caught. With Cantor, I guess was the guy's name.
I was surprised by that. I was surprised by his action. You really would have thought. You really would have thought the way Cantor was, like he would have just came up there. He's not gonna monologue. He's not gonna monologue. He's probably gonna put one in your head, or he's gonna shoot your knees out.
Well, why wouldn't he have had someone else with him as backup?
Yeah, he didn't have anybody with him.
He was there by himself.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the chance that Connor could, Seanan could double cross him, and you had to think about that. But.
And then you got within a hand's range of him. It's like, why are you getting anywhere he could grab you? You want to put 10, 20 yards between you and him. So if he does come at you, you could shoot. You could turn him from.
He's Mr. Tough Guy. Now I'm in charge.
You can go from Irish to Swiss in 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, he took him down. Smashy smash.
Smashy smash.
Smashy smash goes his face.
Smash burger.
And then Cenan's like, "Holy shit!"
Well, if Seanan says, "I want to stop. I want to stop you from doing this," and he's like, basically like. Well, plan's already in motion. Like you're not.
Yes, it's already going. The whole thing with the doc that you were talking about with the, open the doors
and you could feel the doctor's relief, and when everybody ran out, everybody ran out, but her lover stayed in the cell.
Yes.
But she got cured. She was cured. She goes down there and she sits next to her, and I'm sure everybody's waiting for her to.
Yeah, I thought she was going to do it again like she did last time.
Yeah, I thought, well, you know what? When she went in there to kiss her, I'm like, well, if they're going to do this is when they're going to do it, and they didn't. But then they go ahead and have that little, I like the idea.
Welcome back, she said.
Yeah. I like the idea that because it does seem that like a lot of these the cured, they got, like I said, they had extra abilities, and we see,
and it's like being reborn too.
Right. They're fast. They heal faster, like sort of like a vampire. We see that. We see Senna get his ass kicked. He looks like he suffered.
Yeah, he did too. Yeah. He had a pipe and he was beating him because he went to get Killian at school.
Yeah, but then he turned around and you see him get up, and and then and to go look for Killian, and he got banged up, but next thing you know, he's running. He hears Killian and he's running. And he has super, and it looks like they have super abilities, like super strength, healing, the healing factor. It was cool. I liked it.
I want that.
Owie, it hurt. I broke my hand. That's all right. My healing factor will make it all, Yeah.
Right.
And then before, what's really interesting too is that you're right. I mean, he hasn't learned. Center hasn't learned that what he can do, whereas Connor, he's figured it out early, which is why he was ahead of the game. But you definitely got the feeling by the end of the movie that Senna was he was caught up. I mean, he knew what he could do. He knew his strength. He knew he knew exactly who he was.
Right.
And yeah.
That's when he chases him through the, I guess, a parking garage. The little boy's running and hiding under the cars, and I think he got a gun or something. Seen got a gun and got a couple of them, but they shot.
Did you like the idea that I like this idea? I like the idea that they could be shot. They could you could put 2 shells in the back of them and they're going to go down with it. None of this shoot the head shit. They don't like every single zombie movie has. They didn't have that. It's like if you shoot them
they kind of did that one scene where Abby was having to shoot at the one coming at her, running down the street. She shot her once, like here. She kept coming, and she got her in the head the second time. But
right, she was a good shot.
Yeah, and
right.
Of course, the officer on the ground, and she was close range for that one.
Right. Yeah, she couldn't miss there.
Right.
Yeah, but you're shooting, they're gonna hear that.
Yep.
And they're gonna come. But
yeah, the sound, they were definitely attracted to the sound. Right?
Yeah. I think they did, didn't they? Because then she goes.
How many people do you think were running to that? I mean, yes, they were running, because they couldn't control what they were doing. But at the same time, how many of those people do you think that were running to them were begging for them to shoot them? Like, I can't stop myself doing this, so I'm praying that you can do this and end my misery.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, because the virus might have made them like animals. Like rabid. So they don't know. They don't have control over anything. Just running.
Yeah. Run, Forrest, run! I was yelling at my TV screen, run, Forrest, run!
Run, Ellen, run! Run, Satan, run!
Ellen, go!
And they kind of connect at the house. They come back. They end up back at the house together.
She has to get back out of the what is it? The safe zone area. She got into the safe zone area, but then she had to basically get back out so she could try to find her son. Yeah.
Yep. And that's when she was shooting up them people.
Yep.
In the alley. She was good to find a gun though, because that one time she came out and then she heard the roar. Oh, let me go back in and get my weapon.
Yeah. She walked in there and came back. She came back out with that axe.
Yeah. Take this shit.
That was probably the best. That was probably the most singular as far as combat goes. That was like the most singularly badass moment. It's like
she got a bam.
You go, Ellen.
Yeah. Kicked ass.
Here, let me.
She heard something at the house, right? Then she hears something clicking before they came running in the front door or something. He got him from school and brought him back. Brought them all together.
The way they showed that conversion, though, that was actually probably the weakest moment of the film for me. It looked like they were sitting there on the stairs and everything else. Next thing you know, a zombie comes out there and grabs him and bites him. It's just like, I don't know. For me, that just didn't work very well. I think they could have did. I think they could have been like when they were running. And then they ran through the, discovered it right. That's sometimes maybe it's a little bit of a trope, but after you encounter a large group of them, and the next thing you know, you find yourself bitten. Like Michael and Dawn of the Dead.
I just kind of saw it as well. They definitely weren't wanting this to have a quote happy ending, so
They wanted to wrap it up quick.
it's like it looked like they were gonna all survive and be, and then they're like, oh, not so fast,
Mhm.
They get you again, but
Yeah,
Sure.
you're definitely right. I mean, and we see another sign of their abilities because Connor got drilled in the chest by a high-powered military rifle, and yet when Senna comes downstairs with Killian, he's gone. And I'm like, I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised he was able to get up and get up from an injury like that. And we saw that when Senna attacked the zombie that bites Killian, that he
Right.
didn't give
He
half.
he.
Well, he
Yeah, that was
destroyed him.
brutal.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
destroyed him.
Yeah.
just brute force, yeah.
That's kind of what he did to his brother.
I think he did that with his brother with his. Yeah, but I think he ate him though, or at least chewed him up. Look, ma, something Chewy's here.
Tasty kid, tasty treat, and that's when he takes
Yeah,
him.
Takes him and says,
Steven takes him, and he's like, "Give him to me," because she was gonna shoot him.
right.
I'll find. He's like, he assures her they can get the cure, again or whatever.
Right. He's
Bring
hoping.
him back to her. So
Right.
Well, he's one of the cured, right? So
Yeah.
he's gonna have.
he thinks they'll be able to travel
Antibodies, I
pretty
guess?
much safely. Yeah.
Maybe it's in his blood. He
I
can
think
help
he's gonna
save.
have to. Yeah, I mean, right now he's a little. He says I'll keep him safe, but he's gonna have to put him in a. He's gonna have to put him in a cage somewhere because he just can't walk around with him because he's in full zombie mode. It's not like you. Oh, you have such a cute little boy. Rah, you know. Oh,
Yeah.
can I give your son a treat? Oh yeah, go ahead. Put the hand by the hand. Put the hand by the mouth. See what happens to your
That's
hand.
it.
hmm Hi, little boy. You're
And what do they hear? They're hearing. She's hearing stuff on the news. Like she gets back to her house, but she's hearing things on the news about
The outbreak
pockets
after
of.
Ukraine.
Well,
8,000 people were newly affected.
yeah,
And
newly infected. Yeah.
Ooh.
there's plus the other 5,000. So you're looking at 13,000 people, and they're sitting there, well, we'll have
And
to kill.
the plan is still to kill the ones that are resistant.
Mhm.
So it really didn't change anything
No,
other
except
than now Connor is over that resistance, and like they got the billboard signs up on the poles,
right.
showing that he's back to kind of what he was for, being more of a like public figure, I guess.
Mm.
So I took the closing part as like they were trying to go for a hopeful ending, but it was also like it's going to be a mess too. So
No, because that guy's still alive and still going and wanting to be in charge. It's going to be a fight.
Yep.
We're gonna have to take that guy out. So they didn't make a part 2 though.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Well, what would they do with Abby though? I mean, would Abby?
They could just get They could get somebody else to play the part if they wanted to.
Unless Abby becomes Abe,
It could be. The virus changed.
Hobbs wants to know your opinion, Mary. What you?
Huh?
He says, Mary, what's your overall thoughts on the motion picture? That motion picture, you're killing me with that, Hobbs.
I liked it, but it wasn't like, this is. I gotta watch this so many times now. Like, once you've seen it, you've pretty much seen it.
It was good,
but I still like IFC movies, and this is. I'm probably about a 6.5. Maybe. I just like the whole idea of it. It's not like other zombie movies, I Am Legend.
Yeah, it's a fresh take. It was a pretty fresh take. I mean,
pretty fresh take on it, and that's really hard to do for a zombie genre. It's really hard to do, and they did it, for not very much money. one thing that really bummed me out about this was, again, this is one of those IFC films where it got released in New York and not very many other places, and it made not very much money. It's like,
Yeah, that's weird.
today, if Shudder would have got a hold of it and put it out there in the theaters, you might have made your budget back. And that's really what that bumps me out about some of these older IFC films. It's like you look at their box office and they're all low, and you think, wow, that must have been a really shitty ass movie. And it's like, no, it's not that at all. They showed it at their own IMC theater in New York City. They have 4 screens, but not very much else. And that just has to change.
I just went to the movies and saw Romulus.
Oh, did you?
And it was pretty pricey.
Hell
and
yeah!
then the next day it was shut down for health code.
Oh wow!
Really?
So that's fun.
Wow. Wow. You don't think the infected were in there?
I ate my Twizzlers.
Yeah, you didn't purchase any of the concessions
we got the popcorn.
there.
We got
did you? Okay.
And then we splurge. We only do it like once a year, go to the movies. So we went and had a shot. They have a bar in the movie theater. And we had a Ciroc, but they didn't have peach. So we had to have regular with lemon in it.
Okay.
I'm not a drinker, but it was a one and done. Boy, we thought it was one and done, but it was the end of the bottle. And the guy just kept going.
Oh, wow.
He filled that sucker up. And our seat was Dolby and was the second from the top row. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, wow.
Pop says that he watched A Hunchback on Notre Dame. It took him 3 times to understand it fully, but he loved it. That's a good movie. That's a good movie. I watched Dead Man Walk from 1943. It was a little public domain movie, hour movie. It was all right, pretty decent, I thought.
What did I watch? I watched The House by the Cemetery.
Yeah.
With the kid.
Oh, yeah.
The kid.
Bob. That was the weakest one of that trilogy, though. The Gates of Hell trilogy. That was the weakest.
Because be crying.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think maybe the overall was the Gates of Hell, but the ending, though, without a doubt, is the Beyond. We covered that. Those movies on the
we did that with Al.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. That was fun.
So what did you think, guys? 6.5, 7s, 8s.
I gave it a 7. I gave it a 7. Yeah.
I agree. That's about where I'm at. 6.5, 7.
Yeah, I'd say 7 for me. But it was definitely, kept me entertained, and like I said,
the acting didn't suck. The story.
The way they went with it, I felt kind of like Patrick says, more of a social commentary, really, than the horror. There were horror elements there, but they were really more focused on, like, see how these things kind of happen in real life.
Look what happens to your life.
It doesn't have to be dystopian. It could. These are things that could apply to, current events too. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and who's
it's worth a watch, definitely.
Who's ever got COVID or had COVID?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what the future is for COVID, or, is it gonna pop up and give you some rash later, like the shingles or something?
Mm-hmm.
No one knows. You gotta all age and find out. I didn't get it, but they have to age and find out. I was not the cured. I did not get. But I'm waiting on a new shot though, because Florida's just chock full of ickies.
Yeah, I've had 3 people cancel on me so far this summer for because they've gotten COVID.
That sucks.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No dang. And it just started getting nice down here too. It's finally not 117 degrees every day.
So next month it will be Haas will be over on the Haas's channel.
Yep.
Right, Horror with Haas is hosting the nights, and we'll be watching the Kindred.
Yes.
I've never
Kindred.
seen it. It looks good.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to be an interesting one. I know on the back it has a quote that says, "It's Rosemary's Baby meets Get Out."
I have to see if
So-
I have that one in my.
you had me. Yeah,
Not
you
sure
had-
what that
Check.
means exactly, but if it really applies, but seems like an interesting idea. So I think it'd be some good discussion.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
We go from this one was Ireland, right? This is like more of a British set film.
Ah, we're still across the water.
Uh-huh.
That's a cool cover with the buggy and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna ATM. I mean,
That reminds me of It's Alive.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking too. Yeah.
I have still yet to finish that movie. It's
There's
Alive.
actually another movie called I think it was one I picked up from Dollar Tree called I think it's Beelzebub or whatever. It does have a similar
that's the
looking.
one I think I have.
It has a similar looking type cover.
Okay,
And that was a Shudder movie, I think. So.
And then I drew Alien Romulus.
Oh yeah, that is cool.
I went through like 5 markers.
Oh, that is very detailed. I like it.
That's the one where it's attacking them, the first face hugger in the movie. Yeah, we went and saw it in Dolby, so that was. Everybody go see it in Dolby.
Good experience. Yeah.
It might have been a little pricier, but you get a really nice leather seat, and it's like D-Box, but without the D-Box seat, because it shakes you around too much in D-Box. Everybody's in there farting. It's terrible.
Oh.
Root beer and D-Box seats don't mix in there.
Yeah.
So what do you got coming up there, mister?
Not IFC, not IFC, but still very cool. Got a picture of Art the Clown here.
Yeah, the small one. The small one is the drawing one, and then the big one is the print from Walgreens.
That's right.
Which I have another one. I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow. There he is. I didn't make him bloody because he's chilling with cats.
He's chilling with cats.
Okay.
It's his happy time.
Yeah, Art deserves some happiness. You know, he loves cats.
He didn't need to be covered in blood.
Right.
And I drew this one, but I haven't seen the movie before. Have you
Oh
seen that?
yes, I
Girls
like
Night
that
Out
movie.
with like a teddy bear or something. See, and he's breaking through on her.
Is that Gremlin?
It's like a big old teddy bear with Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Girls Night Out. I think the alternate title is The Scare Maker.
Scare Maker.
I'll
have to write that down so I can go find it. Okay, that's the one with the face. The eyes are real. That's the one you're talking about. I saw that cover too.
Yep.
Very cool.
So what are you guys gonna do? What's coming up on your channels this week? Anything? I know Haas has been getting a lot of good haul videos coming in.
My God, you got some good stuff, bud.
I know,
yeah,
Haas.
thank you.
You got a wall of goodies behind you.
Yes. I gotta find more room for them.
I think $1. You know what? You have a closet?
Well, I do, but I'm gonna try to find another bookcase or something. That's what I'm trying to find. So
I think that I say this every month too. I'm going. Well, I think you'll be a perfect candidate to do a dollar theater too.
Yeah, I definitely have got to get some reviews out there. But,
yeah, I haven't done anything either. You know, I've been starting to feel a little bit better, so I've been being able to get some much needed yard work done.
Oh yeah,
because Florida It's the jungle likes to take over, and it sure has. I showed
It
you
can happen in a
what my
hurry.
yard looks like. Remember,
It just,
Patrick? All the plants I
that's
got.
right. Just make sure that when you go out there to cut your grass, if it's a little thick, just make sure you take machete with you, just in case.
Well, the lawnmower is like a couple machetes. You just hit it with the lawnmower.
Yeah.
You
Oh my
know,
God. I don't, man, that would be sheesh. I mean, honestly, I think with
it would run.
it all depends how big it is. But I think if you
Were you
if you
talking
hit
a python?
yeah,
No, that'll kill the.
I think a python can stop the blades.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely machete time.
Yeah, definitely machete time.
But we haven't had any of those. But our neighbor did have the rattlesnake,
Right,
and
right.
it bit his big dog.
It bit his dog. I don't know why the dog went over and messed around with the snake. I mean, doesn't he watch YouTube videos? You ever notice when
Nah,
the
he didn't get the.
cats and snakes, and they'll show the snake going at the cat. The cat is that much faster than the snake. It doesn't get
Yeah,
hit.
it'll kill it. It'll kill the
Yeah,
snake. But sometimes
yeah.
Right.
snake wins.
Um, I don't know what I'm doing this. I'm just doing got 3 interviews coming up this week.
I am
Let's
going to the beach.
yes,
Okay.
Shocker, right?
Okay.
right.
Shocker. No, I'm gonna go swimming. It's my birthday on Labor Day, and I want to go ahead of time because we live near the beach, so everybody will be at the beach
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
Labor Day. So we have to do stuff around everyone's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. The tourists
Tomorrow,
ruin everything for you, don't they?
Yeah, and it's like, damn you workers.
Yeah.
tomorrow is Anthony Shabbat's birthday, as he's been telling us that for the last 45 days.
Oh,
That
45 days.
tomorrow, yeah, he's been every day. He's been letting us know that tomorrow is his birthday, and
Happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday to Anthony.
He's a Virgo.
Enjoy that good time at the beach too, Mary.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. My husband's allergic to the sun, so we kind of duck away. We hide out from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're trying to go on a nice shady day.
Has its own challenges, yeah.
I got a floater. Yeah. I'm going to get my umbrella.
You gonna stop by McDonald's this time? You gonna stop by McDonald's this time around?
Maybe. We did today and went down. The dog got her chicken nuggets. She waits for him.
Okay.
He goes, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
Like, oh, did that dog just say what's up? Yep. She's like, where's my chicken nuggets?
Yeah, he wants nuggets now.
Hold the sauce. Don't need the BBQ.
Right.
Because they got the $5 deal where you get a double cheeseburger and 4-pack nuggets, fries, and small drink for $5.
Hard to beat that.
So I eat the burger. She gets nuggets.
No, I don't know. Taco Bell has a better deal though. It's only
they get the $7 Crave box, right?
That's a
Crave box. Yeah,
that Crave box is fire.
That's a 2-day eating thing there. It's 2 days of tacos.
Mm-hmm.
You get yourself
2 days of hell in the toilet too.
That's true.
Definitely depends which Taco Bell you go to. I went to one Taco Bell and my local one, and I actually went in the mid-afternoon, and there was nobody in line. I mean, I can't ever remember seeing that. And the lady came on there. She was really nice, and I was really nice back. And I rolled up there, and they said, "We'll be here, be here in a second." And nobody around, nobody in line, no nothing. And so they gave me a $7 Lux deal as I ordered. I got home, everything was supersized.
They were, it was probably coming up on that time. I used to do that when I worked fast food. It's getting ready to expire. It's not expired. It's still good, but you don't want it to go bad. You don't want to just throw it out. So you sneak them in, sneak some in. You get another, bacon cheeseburger for you. Here's some more fries. Give me an extra large fry.
Extra large fry. Why are fries so expensive?
I don't know. I like having them at home a lot, though. Cooking them in the air fryer.
Oh, yeah. Air fryer's good.
It's the best. We cook a lot of shit in there.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have waffles for dinner tonight.
Oh,
Nice.
that we
Yeah,
had that last week. That's awesome.
yeah,
Mhm.
waffles. All right,
Filling up
boys and
your
girls.
ego.
That will wrap our discussion up on The Cured. I want to thank everybody in the chat that came out while we discussed this motion
Thank
picture.
you.
And very well done again, Mary Wilson.
Good pick, Mary.
Thank
Yep.
Great
you.
pick, yes.
I can't
Uh,
wait for the next one. That one looks
Yeah.
cool. I was gonna check
I,
that one out too.
yeah, I hope it'll be a good one
Nice.
for us to talk about. Yep.
Next month, again, we'll be at Haas's channel. And we will be rejoined by our good friend Ben. And I'll have a full table of knights as we talk about the Kindred. That looks to be a lot of fun, and that will be at 8 o'clock Pacific or 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Pacific on September 29th. It's the last Sunday of every month that we
Mhm.
do the IFC show. So yeah, you know where to find us. If you do have suggestions, Haas mentioned he wanted to know when we're going to take a look at ATM. And also Pie Wacket. I honestly can't tell you when we're going to do that because each of the nights, when their time comes around, they get to pick the movie that we talk about.
ATM's a
So
good one.
I've heard ATM is a very good movie, very good
Mm-hmm.
movie.
Yeah.
But
I
it
watched
has
that
to
with my
get
son.
picked.
That's a good one. I
It has
Whack It is.
to.
It's okay.
Pie Wacket is
Yeah, I
disappointing.
haven't seen either one.
It's for the teenage
It's very
horror.
disappointing.
For ones that they get scared from scare jumps, and it's
Jump
a different
scares.
kind of horror.
Yeah.
It's thought you think it's their type of horror, I guess.
It's the most disappointing ISC movie I've ever seen. It really
Wasn't
is.
there another one that people were like, the Pookie tapes or whatever the hell the name of that tapes?
The only other movie that the only movie that we have watched on our show, the only movie that I think that I haven't been really hyped up about, was Welcome to Willits. That was sort of like it was all right, but I think
Was
it
that a
just
comedy? It sounds like a comedy.
no, it was just a weird movie.
Was
I
that?
yeah, I really don't know how I really yeah. It's just it could have been really fun, but I don't know. It was just
Well, that one I did was kind of weird. The one where the girl has an eye patch and
oh
what was the name?
See for Me.
No.
Come True.
Yes.
Come True was great.
I
That
like
was
See for Me.
and I like
That
Come
one.
True.
Yeah, and that one it had some weird ending, but then I watched it like 3 times and went, oh.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll get together with Ben and maybe we'll do a special show where we've gone through all the ISC movies and maybe we'll pick up our 3 favorite that we've seen so far. We almost got 40 shows underneath our belt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like werewolves, of course.
Yeah,
Werewolves
that's
Within.
definitely one of my top 3. Yeah,
I
Werewolves
like that
Within.
one.
Yeah,
Y'all had covered quite a few before I ever came along joining in, so y'all been at it a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. We only do one show a month, and yeah, there it is. We got like 40 shows. It's like it's pretty amazing. I dig it.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. At least I'm still hanging in.
Hell yeah,
Mhm.
we're having a blast. And
It's our book club.
Yes,
That's right.
IFC keeps on cranking out the great movies.
They're getting better and better at it, I think. And
I don't know. I'm
connecting
thinking.
with Shutter is okay.
Do you think he's going to pick the do you think he's going to pick the or you think he's going to put Late Night with the Devil?
Oh, I love that one. I really like that one.
Yeah, in Violent Nature. I can see Ben doing. I can see Ben picking. Late
Night. Violent Nature, like you can pick it, but like I said, it's like.
Yeah, I think that's a 30-minute talk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hulk smash. Okay.
There's no talking. No, don't.
Yeah.
No, stop. That's it. That's your. And then the girl said, "No, stop." That's about it.
I want to talk to you guys. Maybe we'll do it off camera, but I want to talk to you guys about doing a special one-off just to see how you guys want to do, if you guys would do this or not. But when it comes out, there's a movie I'm thinking that we should take a look at because I think it's fascinating. I definitely want to see it, and you know, I talked a little bit about it yesterday on another stream, and I said I know a lot of people are going to be surprised that I'm sitting there going like, that's the movie I really want to see a lot, because it's an IFC, it's a A24 film, but I am super psyched up about it. I'm curious as hell about it. But I was going to say maybe we could talk about that movie when it comes out.
Okay.
But I want to save that for off camera. But for right now, though, I want to thank the chat for coming out there and hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you.
Ben, we're thinking about you. Congratulations. We'll see you next month.
Yes.
You guys can stay there for a couple of seconds. I'm just going to say goodnight to the chat. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Right. Come on.